to expand our community garden, but this process might take time. At the moment, this is all very new and we've just set it up. We're really trying to encourage members of the community to come along and join in and plant some vegetables if they like. Another big thing we would really like to do is have school groups coming through and possibly doing a 2-hour gardening session on sustainable gardening and learn about composting and the snails and the slugs and the worms and how to grow a plant from seed, watch it grow, see it turn into a fruit, and then actually take that fruit and turn it into a food. So at the moment we're sort of playing it by ear. If we get lots of people really interested and really keen, then it would be great to expand, because we do have a big block of land next to this one, and I think if it was a real demand and people really wanted to do vegetable gardening, we could certainly set up some plots over the other side so that people that might live in a small house without much of a garden could do their gardening out here. More children seem to have a little bit of fun in here. But they love getting their hands dirty, they love running around, so it's all good fun. At the moment, the local community can access this garden at any time, as long as they have signed up as a community garden member, which is very simple. It's just a matter of filling in a bit of paperwork. I get to meet you, you get to walk around and have a look at the garden. If you're keen and would love to do some gardening, you get all the ticks. There's no fees at the moment, because we just think that by having people out here, it's just the best thing, and we don't want to charge them any money. We just want people that are interested to come out. So at the moment, members of the community can come out, sign up, they can enter through the gate. It's the opening and closing hours of the farm, which are 10 until 4, and you can come whenever you like. You could come as a group together. We quite often meet on a Thursday morning, and that's great fun. We try and make cakes and biscuits and have a nice cup of coffee. But if you wanted to come out on your own and just do a bit of weeding and set up your own vegetable garden, then that's quite fine as well. So at the moment, members of the community are most welcome to come out and do some gardening. I hope the impact that this garden will have on the local community is firstly bringing people together. I think just having people together communicating with each other is a really valuable thing to have, and I can see it happening already with the people that come out and do gardening at the moment. They are really enthusiastic about gardening and they just get talking, the kids are playing, it's really good. So I really hope that it will bring more members of the community together. Sharing of knowledge, I think, is a great thing, because although I'm a gardener and I've been gardening for probably 20 years, there is so much to learn, and you learn from hands-on experience, I find, and watching and learning from other people about what they're doing is such a great thing. So I'm hoping to have more people to teach me more things. I'm also hoping that just kids being able to come out here are learning a lot, and then they retain that information and they can share that on to their school friends or just retain it and use it in their future. I know that when I was a kid, I spent a lot of time out in the garden with my mum and my grandparents, and I think I was very lucky to have that, and I think it'd be great for other kids to have that experience as well. At the moment, what we're doing is we're doing our best to keep it all running smoothly and keep it going. We've been very lucky to get donations of seedlings and seeds, and we're hoping to get more donations. We have applied for funding. We've applied for a grant from the government, which is in the process of being sorted out, and that could take up to 3 months. So it's a long wait to get funding. We've been researching other funds that are available and other grants that are available, and going to smaller businesses to see if they are willing to contribute in any way. Again, getting more members of community on board, because if there's a big need for it, if people are interested in it, then that will just help keep that momentum going and help keep it running. So the main thing at the moment is really to get people on board, get school groups involved, and try and get some funding and then keep it going. I think once you have some funding and you're able to set up a glass house, a shade house, it doesn't take too much to get your main infrastructure that you require. And then with a vegetable garden, it's pretty much runs along fairly smoothly. Once you've planted your plants, you can collect the seed, you can reuse the seed. You don't really have much of a need for too much big amounts of money to keep it going. So we need some initial funding and some good people to come on board, and then it should move on into the future, and hopefully people will be learning about sustainable gardening and everyone will be happy. For me, the inspiration comes from probably lots of different places. I mentioned earlier my grandparents lived in the country, and they had a vegetable farm, and they were always very encouraging and supportive of me to get out and do gardening. A big part for me is schooling. I hated going to school. I'm actually dyslexic and I found it horrible. Sitting in a classroom, having to do maths and spelling was a nightmare for me. And I found that when I got home, I was also very lucky that I spoke to my mum and said, could I make a vegetable garden at home? And she said, yes, that's fine. And for me, coming home from school and being able to work in the garden and actually achieve something, for me, I could see that I could do something. I was achieving something that was really important for me. And I know that I'm not the only person out there with my feelings. I know that there are other kids that might be dyslexic or have any type of learning difficulty, and I think it's really important that they are given the opportunity to be able to achieve something. I get emotional about this, and I think if they have that opportunity and they can see that they are able to do something and they're enjoying it, that would encourage them to learn the other things as well. If everything seems a bit hard and you aren't actually doing something, it's very difficult to keep persisting with it. Where if you are achieving something somewhere else, I think that gives you the confidence to try and achieve in the other areas as well. So for me, it comes from lots of different areas. I'm lucky. I've always wanted to be outside, always loved gardening. I'm passionate about it. I think it's a great hobby, it's a great job to have, and it keeps me going. And I guess if I didn't have it, I would never have rung the owners of Chesterfield Farm to ask if we could build the garden here. So it's something I'm passionate about, and I will continue to try and source things and funding and encourage people to get involved, because it is a passion of mine and I think it's very important.